Cattle don't run from earthquakes. They don't flee from thunderstorms. But yesterday morning in Colombia, an entire herd stampeded away from a patch of ground that within minutes would erupt into a 2,600-foot column of fire and toxic gas. I'm Irina Bondarenko, and those animals detected something our instruments missed until it was too late. A methane pressure wave building beneath their feet, preparing to detonate with the force of a small bomb. The livestock that couldn't escape died not from the flames, but from methane poisoning. Their bodies are now evidence of a gas release so concentrated it created a dead zone where nothing can survive. For over 2 centuries, Colombia's Antioquia region has harbored more than 100 documented mud volcanoes, locally known as volcanes de lodo. These geological formations have quietly released methane and sediment since the earlier Spanish colonial records began tracking them. The San Juan de Urabá area sits atop one of South America's most active methane seepage zones. According to the Colombian Geological Service, these formations typically function as natural pressure relief valves for underground methane deposits, releasing small amounts of gas and mud in predictable cycles that scientists have documented for decades. What we've understood historically is that these structures operate like Earth's natural exhaust system, explains Dr. Maria Rodriguez from the National University of Colombia. Small, consistent releases prevent dangerous buildups of pressure, but something has fundamentally changed in the subterranean system. That change became catastrophically evident yesterday when the San Juan Formation didn't simply vent, it exploded with unprecedented force. The geological record shows nothing comparable in scale. While minor eruptions occur roughly every 20 to 30 years, they typically produce mud fountains reaching just 15 to 20 feet high. Yesterday's explosion created a column of fire and toxic gases that stretched half a mile into the sky, visible from neighboring municipalities. Traditional mud volcano behavior follows predictable patterns. They bubble and gurgle as gas percolates upward, occasionally releasing small bursts of methane and mud. The largest previously recorded eruption in the region, back in 1992, expelled approximately 3,000 tons of material over 3 days. Yesterday's event obliterated all previous records. The methane release measured 40,000 tons of material in under 47 minutes, states Dr. Carlos Mendez, lead seismologist at the Colombian Institute of Geology and Mining. In 30 years of monitoring these formations, we've never recorded a methane detonation of this magnitude. The pressure buildup suggests something fundamental has changed in the underground system. The environmental implications are staggering. The methane released during those 47 minutes carries the greenhouse gas equivalent of 2 million cars running for an entire year. Methane traps heat in the atmosphere 84 times more effectively than carbon dioxide over a 20-year period, making even short-term releases catastrophic for climate stability. Thermal imaging captured during the event recorded ground temperatures exceeding 800 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt aluminum. The explosion registered on seismic equipment 200 kilometers away, equivalent to a magnitude 3.2 earthquake, despite not occurring along any known fault line. Local resident Miguel Sanchez described the experience. First came a sound like a freight train under the earth. Then the ground started to vibrate. By the time we saw the flames, the animals were already running. They knew before we did. What truly alarms scientists isn't just yesterday's unprecedented eruption, it's what satellite data has revealed in its aftermath. Advanced thermal imaging technology shows that the underground methane network extends far beyond this single eruption point. We're detecting thermal anomalies and pressure signatures identical to what preceded yesterday's explosion at 12 other locations across the region, warns Dr. Elena Gomez, atmospheric scientist with Colombia's Environmental Monitoring Agency. The data suggests these aren't isolated pockets, but an interconnected network of methane deposits under extreme pressure. If these connected deposits begin detonating in sequence, the consequences wouldn't just devastate local infrastructure. Such a cascade could trigger a greenhouse gas release that accelerates global climate forcing by years or even decades, potentially affecting weather patterns worldwide. The animal behavior witnessed prior to the eruption, that instinctive mass evacuation, suggests these creatures can detect methane pressure waves days before human instruments register danger. Their exodus wasn't random panic, but rather a biological early warning system that humans failed to heed. Animals, particularly cattle and certain wild species, possess sensory abilities that can detect subtle changes in ground gases and vibrations, explains veterinary biologist Dr. Javier Torres. We've documented similar behavior before earthquakes, but never with such clear correlation to methane events. The timing suggests they sensed the pressure building 72 to 96 hours before instrumentation detected anything abnormal. The warning signs emerging now mirror geological events that preceded major methane releases documented in Siberia and the North Sea. Colombia's Geological Service has reported increased seismic activity, thermal anomalies, and now documented animal behavioral changes across multiple sites. Ground-penetrating radar reveals alarming pressure signatures beneath water treatment facilities, power stations, and populated areas across 3 South American countries. Infrastructure serving over 200,000 people sits directly above similar methane deposits. This isn't a matter of if these underground bombs will detonate again, cautions Dr. Mendez. It's only a matter of when. And when the next one explodes, the 47-minute warning we got yesterday might be all the time entire communities have to evacuate. What makes this situation particularly dangerous is the lack of preparedness. Emergency response teams are positioning equipment near the 12 identified high-risk zones, but evacuation protocols for methane detonations simply don't exist for most areas potentially affected. The Colombian government has established a scientific task force to monitor these sites continuously, but resource limitations mean comprehensive coverage remains impossible. Rural communities near several high-risk zones have no early warning systems whatsoever. Perhaps most concerning is what this event reveals about our blind spots in geological monitoring. While sophisticated satellite systems track surface temperatures and ground deformation, they missed the crucial pressure buildup that animals somehow detected days in advance. If we'd been monitoring animal behavior as systematically as we monitor seismic activity, we might have had days rather than minutes to prepare, notes Dr. Torres. Their mass evacuation wasn't coincidence, it was data we ignored. Similar animal evacuations have now been reported at 8 other locations in the past month. At 3 of these sites, thermal imaging has subsequently confirmed subsurface anomalies consistent with dangerous methane pressure. The question now confronting scientists, government officials, and local communities is whether we can develop integrated early warning systems that incorporate both high-tech monitoring and biological indicators before the next methane bomb detonates. So what's happening beneath Colombia isn't just a local disaster, it's a warning about geological threats we may be missing worldwide. And the animals are already telling us where to look. If you've been shocked by Colombia's methane disaster, don't just scroll away. Subscribe to Earth Attacks now for exclusive updates on developing geological threats worldwide. We're tracking every thermal anomaly, seismic reading, and animal evacuation report as this situation unfolds. Share this video to spread awareness and join our community where we translate Earth's warnings into action before the next methane bomb detonates. Remember, sometimes the ground speaks through the creatures that live on it, and it pays to listen.